If you had to vote one nuclear country off of the Nuclear Countries Club island, which country would you vote off of the Nuclear Countries Club island? And also, if you had to vote one country onto the Nuclear Countries Club island, which country do you vote onto the Nuclear Countries Club island?
Well, obviously, the off is so easy, the easiest one. Actually, both of them easy. North Korea, Ukraine. There you go, easy. North Korea off, Ukraine on, easy peasy. I mean, Israel already is nuclear. I'm assuming, right? So, what do you think?
Oh, see, mine differ surprisingly on both. I would have voted Pakistan off the island, and I would have put Taiwan on the island.
Those are good options. Good options. North Korea. Actually, those are good options. The reason why I would go Ukraine is because Taiwan is not in the middle of a war and Ukraine is. So I think priority would be Ukraine, right? But I think that Taiwan would be the second runner up for me. So good choice with Taiwan. Very good choice with Taiwan. Pakistan is also a very good choice. I
Ukraine,
would say,
I feel
hold,
bad for Ukraine. Sorry, can I just say this? I
hold,
feel bad for not choosing Ukraine, but I feel like there's more people in Taiwan, so like I'm gonna go with the one that affects more people.
okay, I will still go Ukraine first, Taiwan second, but Taiwan is a really good choice. Like I completely agree. Like you made a good choice. Your choices are really good. Like honestly, like I don't disagree with you. The only reason why I will still go with North Korea before Pakistan is because North Korea just passed a fucking law saying that if Kim Jong Un dies, they're gonna nuke the I don't know where exactly, right? If somebody kills him, they have an automatic process that they will nuke. I don't know who did they say did they nuke? They're gonna nuke you where? United States or South Korea or everybody?
I got the
Um,
answer.
okay, we'll get to but Jose, can I'm hearing myself back, so we'll get. Can we add Jose to the list? South Korea, Japan, US, everyone they can hit. Okay, so that is fucking scary. Like, have you seen him? He's like one cheeseburger away from a heart attack. What if he fucking dies because of his shitty diet and they think he was assassinated? So it's a really, really horrible, like it's a really risky situation with North Korea. You know, Pakistan. So I don't think the Pakistani government and the current military right now would use the nukes. The scary thing about Pakistan is that they are close to becoming a failed state. And if they become a failed state, then the nukes are fucking available for all the retarded jihadis in Pakistan. I mean, Pakistan is infected with more jihadi groups than any fucking country on the planet. So that is why Pakistan is so dangerous when it comes to having a nuke. So they're also very scary. This is why America gives them military aid, because if it wasn't for United States military aid, they would have collapsed by now, and then we will have so many jihadis with nukes. But North Korea, with this new law, I think North Korea should be pushed up to the first on the list. But we'll see what other people think. Like, but guys, this is Samantha. This is actually a very interesting question. I want to see what other people have to say as well.
First is Noah. And we have, guys, we have 6 responses, and I'd like to get through maybe 2 more topics.
Yeah, I'll be quick. That is it's a really hard thing to choose, but I would probably choose Pakistan just because of the jihadi splinter groups. That would be my reasoning why to take them off the list. North Korea, I think they've always had that law in place, or maybe they just added it. But yeah, I would be more worried about Pakistan than North Korea. And then to add to there, I would probably add Taiwan, just so China realize, oh, wait a minute, they have a nuke. We can't mess with them anymore. All right, we'll just do something else then. But I would add, but that would be my two.
Danny?
Yeah, so I also wanted to speak in favor of the kicking off Pakistan from the club. North Korea doesn't really have any sort of ideology that permits them to risk being annihilated like jihadism does. my interpretation of this, if you assassinate our leader, we're gonna launch nukes at you, is that it's just to try to serve as a deterrent. And if he dies from eating too many cheeseburgers or whatever, I don't expect them to be trigger happy to start a war that is going to harm them back. Only if it's like definitely known, and even then, they're still affected by the same question that any nuclear deterrence countries replying to any nuclear deterrence countries that want to fire nukes are affected by, which is, do we really want to do it, or do we just want to threaten it? So I'm not sure they would do it even if Kim Jong-un got assassinated or something. But Pakistan, I'm really worried because, yeah, I don't want to risk nukes falling into jihadis just at any percent chance.
Sketch.
All right. Now, when we say a club, it means they can't get it in the club, right? They can't. It's not like you're going to take it one time and they might make another. They just can't have any, right? They're. This is the presupposition, right? So I would take them away from China because China's more likely to give it to someone else. China would aid other people in getting it, so I don't want China to have any, right? And as far as North Korea, regime change might be easier there, even if they keep the weapons, right? So I would give it to Taiwan and take it away from China because China would. It's a great proliferator of bad stuff. It's way harder to change the regime in China than it might be in North Korea. I know they're very set in their ways, but I mean, the IRGC was very set in its ways, and that's not working out for them. And you know, that's my thoughts on it.
Okay, interesting perspective. Okay,
Shauna,
Who's
please
next?
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on team. Well, okay, I have a preface to this. I said IRCG first because I was assuming that everything is in the current status quo. So, assuming the current status quo, I would say IRCG, no nukes
Regis-
ever first. But if the regime falls, when the regime falls, then I would say Pakistan.
No, you have to pick someone on the island.
Oh, there's
What?
IRGC doesn't have nuclear weapons yet.
Yeah, so I would say that they are not. I would say IRCG could never have a nuclear weapon. If the IRCG falls, though, and then there's not an option to put them on the island because they don't exist, then I say Pakistan.
Okay.
So if that, and then, but also Team Taiwan for giving them a nuke, because I think Ukraine's so far proven itself more able and capable of defending itself than we originally thought, number one. And number two, I'm selfish and I live on the Pacific. So that's the other reason.
By the way, I do think Taiwan is going to prove us the same. Taiwan is going to surprise us, I think, just like Ukraine did. And also, I think China is going to surprise us, just like Russia did. I think their army is going to prove to be as a paper tiger, like just like we were shocked with, like, what the fuck, you guys can't even take east of Ukraine. I think China is going to surprise us as well.
I think
Okay.
China's going to surprise us with how strong they are.
The opposite. I think China is going to surprise us with how weak they are.
Guy, go ahead.
You guys hear Guy? I don't hear Guy.
Yeah, I don't hear him.
Mutes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
now we do. Yes.
Okay. So I would say off Iran and then on Iran.
No.
You
Okay,
can't-
so
you got to be on the island.
I
to
know
vote
it
on
was
the island.
just for the joke. It was just for the
Yeah.
joke. That's what I had to add.
okay, but seriously, now that you got it.
I mean, I don't know how to prioritize them. You all gave good answers. I don't think that Taiwan and Ukraine need the nukes. I'm trying to think of who would need the nukes that doesn't have them.
Ukraine needs them. What do you mean? Like you can't? Both Taiwan and Ukraine need them. It would just because
I
they're
feel
fighting
like
so
they're
well. They're kicking. I mean, Ukraine would be kicking ass, but they're also a lot of Ukrainians are dying. Like having a nuclear weapon would just end it.
yeah, but I'm saying like if I can only choose one, maybe actually it's a bit risky, but maybe UAE because they
Oh my
don't have
god,
a lot of.
no, no. If
It's
you get
risky
the
because you don't
UAE,
know what happens in future
no,
generations.
you're going to
But
start a nuclear arms race in the Middle East.
would
I'm assuming you're
I
going to start nuclear arms race in the Middle East. This is a horrible, horrible idea.
Yeah.
so my rationale was thinking that they're relatively relatively vulnerable if Saudi flips or something along those lines, and they're already like there
Well,
are
if you
frictions there.
if you get nukes to the UAE, Saudi is not going to stop until they have nuclear weapon as well. Like there's no way Saudis are going to be like, oh, okay. A nuclear UAE means a nuclear Saudi Arabia.
I'm not sure it works the same way as like a nuclear Iran would very obviously mean nuclear Saudi Arabia. But point taken. Yeah, I'm not sure who I would give it to. I would take it away from probably China.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think sketch convinced me.
Sketch convinced you. Okay. All right. Who's next?
And Jose.
Okay, not to
Jeffrey?
burst anybody's bubble.
Go
You
on.
there? Can you hear me?
Yes. 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 Go
Not
ahead.
to burst anybody's bubble, but how do you suppose you're going to take them away from China without getting nuked? Just saying. It's one thing to propose this, it's another thing to actually have it to happen. As far
It's
as
a
I'm concerned,
hypothetical.
I know it's a hypothetical. I don't want anyone else to have nukes. We have enough nukes arsenals out there. You got to remember, there's a lot of small former Soviet countries that we don't know what they have in their arsenal, if they have nuclear weapons or not. Okay. So that's a little bit that you should be aware of. What I wanted to talk about was the confusion over North Korea. North Korea didn't pass a law, they changed their constitution, period. And I'm of the belief, if you guys haven't seen the current dictator for life of South Korea, his sister, okay, that is why he did that. So I think the wording is to scare everybody off of trying anything. But if you have if you haven't seen the latest videos coming out, he's walking around with his teenage daughter, and he's declared her the heir. Okay, so it's, to me, I understand the thinking, and yeah, it'll be a little more than that because the Constitution doesn't give targets. It's anything in range, which includes China and China, Russia, the Philippines, Okinawa, anything in range. That would mean a start of a nuclear war, and none of us will be alive after that. Simple as that. Okay. That's why I think we need to understand it's a defensive method to secure the succession and to protect him from being ousted.